Hey gents, I didn't know that 1 year ago when I opened my Trunkster, my first smart suitcase, that I would end up opening most of the smart luggage that is available out there. Today we're taking a look at the Raden A22 carry-on. Not only do I want to open it up and talk about the features, which it has a built-in scale, a built-in battery, and built-in GPS. I'll go through the app pairing process so you can see how that works with the phone. And then what I like to do with these bags is I'll give you my first impressions, talk about them, and then I'll take them on the road with me. I typically travel a few thousand miles a month, and then give you that feedback after a few trips. Typically on the channel, I review the best menswear and the best men's lifestyle products on the internet. So if you want to learn more about those, please subscribe. And with that, let's get in here. So the Raden is $295, which puts it right in the sweet spot of where these smart luggage companies are pricing their products. The Away carry-on is under $250. The Trunkster, I believe right now, is $350. So it's kind of in the sweet spot for those. It does justify the higher price over the Away just due to the fact that it does have 2 extra features. But everything else, looking at the website between the Away and the Raden, look very similar. If you look at the wheels, if you look at the zippers, all of those seem eerily similar. Something to note as well is I have the bigger carry-on from Away, and it's about the same size as the Raden box. So this one would be most aptly compared to the smaller Away carry-on if you would look. Same thing with the Trunkster. These are set to be fit within those smaller carry-on sizes. And the outside is made of a polycarbonate shell. Wheels are a Hinomoto wheel, which are the same wheels that are on the Away. I like these a lot better than the Trunkster wheels. And the zippers and locking mechanism on the top here is basically identical to the Away system. This is the matte finish black. I didn't go for the gloss on this one, but it does have a nice sturdy feel to it. One of the biggest kind of giveaways about the Away suitcase that it isn't a very high priced one is the handle. And so far on this, the handle on this one feels a little bit better, but not by much. If you're used to some of the higher end luggage like Tumi or Samsonite, some of those different bags, the handle is kind of a dead tell on the quality of the bag, but this one feels slightly better than the Away. This does have a little bit of give to it, which is fine. You can pack that pretty tight there. The USB ports are slightly more accessible on this one versus the Away, but let's get this thing opened up and paired. Here's a few steps they say to get right out of the box. You get the battery ready, get the app, and then have it paired. So let's open this up first and get the battery set up. It's a full tab. Like I said, this is the same zipper TSA mechanism as the Away. On the website, they also feature that this is a waterproof seal on the zipper, which is a nice feature. Alright, so we have 2 compartments built into here. Oh, there we go. Fully charged out of the box. So this is an interesting way that it's built into here. It has its own little case. Each of the luggage companies have had a different way of packaging in the battery pack. So, the Trunkster is pretty accessible where you can kind of pull it out. The Raden, it's physically built into and screwed into the luggage. And with the Raden, you can just pop the battery pack out, charge it here, and then it has this, looks like a proprietary mechanism for plugging in to the bag so that you can charge on the USB ports. Each of them has its own pros and cons, but let's get this zip back up here. So this side of the suitcase, you wouldn't get as much packing space. Obviously, you've got the handle mechanism, the battery mechanism. You can put those there. I do like that this has a few separate compartments. Here's this looks like the laundry bag. So a few separate pockets as you pack and put it back here. And then big open space over on this side for your, you can say, like non-crushable items. You put shoes and kind of separate the 2 from there. Alright, so let's get this thing paired to my phone. I already did the step of signing up and logging into my account, so now I just need to add a new case. Let's see, I already did that step. Okay, connect. I had my Bluetooth on already. I don't know what kind of black magic that was, that it just found it. What the app does is it allows you to use the scale feature, which is built into the handle, and I guess you can check the charge percentage of the battery. You can name the bag. Oh look, you can update your bag. Alright, let's try out the scale feature. Okay. Interesting. So 11 pounds would be the case plus my, I put a little package in there, which was probably 4 or 5 pounds. So the location is GPS based. It also says that there's a proximity for this. So I guess it'll show, it'll alert you if it goes too far away. That'll be tough to test in my tiny room, but I will test that on the road as I go. There you have it, gents. Pretty into the A22 right out of the box. One thing to note too that I just noticed as I was picking this up is there's no side handle. I'm used to having that on the carry-on. Usually there's a second handle on the side, not just on the top. But so far I've logged about 10 to 15,000 miles with the away suitcase. So the obvious comparison between these two, these are about the most popular smart luggage right now. And I'll take that one out of rotation. I'll start to use this one. Then I'll like to do a follow-up on the away. I'll do a follow-up on this one and a comparison between the two. And I'm working as fast as I can, guys. I can say that the Hinomoto wheels are extremely premium feeling. It's very quiet when you roll them across an airport. When I have my Trunkster out there, the Trunkster sounds like some kind of cheap plastic. It's just, those aren't great. So the Hinomoto wheels, big plus on these as well. As I travel over the next few weeks with the Raden, I'll obviously get into things like the GPS tracking. I'll get a little more in depth with the scale, and I'll do some stress testing on the battery, see how many times you can charge it. I'll have to look at the milliamp hours to see about how much charge you can get out of those, but that's what I've been doing on the way so far, so I'll just start that on the Raden next week. If you have any questions I can answer in the meantime, you can do that below in the comments, or if you reach out at @_Cavalier on Twitter. Most of the things you ask me, I will also follow up with in the final video, and that'll also be informed by the other 2 smart luggages that I've done. And appreciate all the comments, all the views, and all the support on my channel. Thank you. If you want to check out Raden, there's a link below, and if you have any other suggestions for companies, product videos, anything else, always love to hear from you guys. Until next time, gents, this is the Cavalier.